Okay, we are starting our properties of quadrilateral worksheet. Okay, we're going to draw and sketch a quadrilateral. I am going to suggest that you do this on graph paper. So can you guys send one person from each of your tables to grab graph paper for you guys, please? Okay. All right. It used to be on the same paper, so I didn't have it before. So you need to have a piece of graph paper, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plot these 4 points, and then we are going to draw the lines that connect them. I'm sorry, you guys, there's no reason you should be talking right now. None at all. Okay? All right. So, make sure you label this one. I don't have any more. I have really big graph paper. It's not the same, but I have some. So if anybody still needs graph paper, it's right here. Okay. It's really big graph paper. It actually might be better. Okay. So, after that long ado, now we've got, I'm sorry. Thank you, Kayla. All right. We've got H is 214, I is 711, D is 11.1, and E is 6.4. Now I want you to think, guys, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Okay. We need this to go to 14. So does this go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we're good. So we're going to have it in this one quadrant. It's going to look really small. You can instead decide that it's all in the positive quadrant. So you could say, okay, this is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. See how I changed it like that? Okay. So we're going to all do it positive. That's my suggestion. It's going to be a lot easier to work with. So you do not, but it's going to be easier to work with. So it's up to you. You can try it for this one and change it for the next one if you don't like it, whichever. Okay, so I'm going to go over to 1, 2, up 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's going to be H. Make sure you label them. I'm going to go over 7, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go up 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be I. I'm going to go over 11, up 1. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up 1. That's D. And then I'm going to go over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's E. Okay. Now, I had you guys get rulers. So now you should use your ruler and our straight edge to connect them. You want to make this as straight and perfect as possible. It's going to make your life a lot easier the straighter and nicer it is. Not sure why we're talking. Okay. So I have to, this whole point of this is to discover what shape this is, but you have to have proof behind it. Okay? So we drew and we sketched it. We've got these. Now I'm going to list next to, on this paper right here, my 4 sides. I've got H to I, and I'm going to put the answer, I to D with the answer, E to D, and E to H. Okay. So, I don't know about you guys, but after doing the midpoint formula and the distance formula quiz, what I saw from you guys is those of you who did your distance formula with Pythagorean theorem did better. So I'm going to show you how to do this. We're in H. I'm going to go over and down. So I went from H to I. I went over 5. Can you guys see that? And then I went down 3. Okay? So, if I'm finding H to I, I'm going to go 5 squared plus 3 squared equals, I'm going to call it C squared. Okay? You could call it X, you could call it something else. And then I'm literally going to just put that in my calculator. I'm going to have 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9. I get 34 equals C squared, so I'm going to square root it. And H to I is going to equal 5.8. I'm just going to round it to 1 decimal point. 5.8 is my answer. How are we doing so far? All right, let's do another one then, because I hear not good or very tentative. I'm okay. All right, so let's go and do I to D. All right, everybody can see my picture, correct? All right, I am making a triangle. I'm going over so much and down so much to get from I to D. Okay? All right, I is at 7, D is at 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this should be 4, or I count 4 over. Okay? I is at 11, this is at 1, this should be 10. So is everybody okay with how I got my triangle, how I got my points 4 and 10? Okay, so now I'm just doing 4 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. So I'm getting 16 plus 100 square rooted. Oop. And I get 10.77. Or 10.8. Yes.
So when you do the square root, right?
Yeah.
16 plus 100.
Right, so I don't show all my work here, but you totally could. You could go, okay, that's 16 plus 100 equals C squared. 116 equals C squared. Square root both sides. That's my answer, 10.8.
Oh, that's fine.
You want my work, Sean? Yeah, that's fine. We can work on it.
So, even
Yeah.
was the same as H9?
Well, we don't know that, so let's figure it out. Okay. D to E is 5. E to D is 3. So we've got 3 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. So yeah, we get 5.8 for E to D. And so what do we think E to H should be, guys? Yeah, it should be 4 squared and 10 squared, because it should be the opposite of that. So if we look here, we go down 10 over 4. Good, good, good. It worked out. So that's 4 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. So that is 10.8. Okay, so far we know opposite sides are congruent, correct? That's what we know so far. All right, now we need to find the slopes of all four sides. So I'm going to again write down HI, ED, ID, and EH. The nice thing about this is you've got the slopes right here. So H to I is I went down 3 over 5. Right? It's my picture right there. Okay, I to D, I went down 10 over 4, which reduces to negative 5 halves. Okay? Shh. D to E, I went up 3 over negative 5. And H to E, again, I went down 10 or up 10 over 4, left 4, which gives me negative 5 halves. Okay, so opposite slopes are equal, correct? So I know opposite sides are equal, opposite slopes are equal. Okay, now we're going to do the diagonals. So let's do H to D. Okay. So H to D, I went down all the way here and then all the way over.
Yeah.
14 to 1. So I went down 13. I went over H to D over 9. Okay? So I'm going to have to do, if I'm going H to D, it's going to be 13 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. So I get 169 plus 81 equals c squared. 169 plus 81. Shh, I'm not sure why anybody's talking. It's 250. And then the square root of 250 means HD is equal to 15.8. Now we have to find the slope of HD as well. So the slope of HD is negative 13 over 9. Please stop talking. Okay. I'm going to go E to I. So again, draw my line, E to I. What color haven't I used? This dark green, at least. Okay, so I'm going down and over, and so it's E to I. So I went 11 minus 4, 7, down 7 over 1. So that is, the slope is negative 7 over 1. And then E to I is 7 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. So 49 plus 1 equals c squared. So 50 equals c squared. Can you guys see what I'm writing? No. And then we take the square root. And so we get E to I equals the square root of 50, which is 7.01. Okay, I recommend, see how messy this looks? Let's not try to do midpoints in there. Let's actually do the midpoint formula. So we know that we've got H to D, we've got to find the midpoint for, and E to I. So H to E, I'm going to add the x's, 2 plus 6 divided by 2, and 14 plus, 2 plus 11 divided by 2, and 14 plus 1 divided by 2. 11, 12, 13, we get 13 over 2. 14 plus 1 is 15, we get 15 over 2. Okay, so that's 6.5 and 7.5 is my answer. E to I, we have 7 plus 6 divided by 2 and 11 plus 4 divided by 2. 7 plus 6 is 13 over 2, which gives me 6.5. 11 plus 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 over 2, which gives me 7.5. So I know right here, I know their slopes aren't the same, and their lengths aren't the same. I know their midpoints aren't the same. What shape is this quadrilateral now, guys? It is a parallelogram. Now I have to put Y. Okay? And we're going to put, from number 1, from B, I know opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides, congruent. From C, opposite sides are parallel. From D, we don't know anything from D. From C, we know diagonals bisect each other. And we know they bisect if the midpoints match. So you're going to do the same thing with the back. We've got some time in class. You should have some graph paper left over. Again, I've got more of the big graph paper if you would rather use that or if you don't have enough. But you're going to do number 2 on the back the same way. You're going to find all the lengths of all the outside sides. You're going to find all the slopes of the outside sides. You're going to find the lengths and the diagonals and the slopes of the diagonals. And you're going to find the midpoints of the diagonals. And then you're going to tell me what shape it is. It's a long process, but it's why you only get you only have to do one of them for homework, one for classwork, to be able to prove all of this. So this should come, we're combining all the stuff we've learned about quadrilaterals. You know midpoint, slope, and distance. Okay, you're using all of that. And then you're using all the things you know about parallelograms, all the things you know about rectangles, rhombuses, squares, trapezoids, kites. Okay? All right, so that's what you're going to do for the rest of the hour.